Shamaya, you did it.
STL Music.
Is that good? Welcome back to the show. So listen up, we back in the game. Sweet believe we got the flame. Motivated to the fullest every single day. We wake up, get it in every way. Working in 222 and global inspiration. Talk this sports and top news, no hesitation. Sweet the league is back. We always coming back, that's a fact. Wanna tell them that STL Music, remember we did it, where we at? Coach Jill in the house with the flow so tight. Every rubber rocks, that's we united. The best show, Monday through Friday. If this ain't different, they lying. We got the energy. When I say sweep, you say the league. Sweep the league, sweep the league, sweep the league, sweep the league. San Antonio, let's go. Sweep the league. Sweep the league. Sweep the league. San Antonio, let's go.
Hey, it's Rain Fernandez, and you're watching Sweep the League. Be sure to follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, and Facebook at Rain Fernandez, Rayne Fernandez.
Hi, it's Sherilyn, and you're watching Sweep the League TV. Follow me on Instagram at official Sherilyn for more content.
Hey, this is George Iceman Gervin, and you're listening to Sweep the League Radio.
Sweep the League TV where legends collide. If the Cowboys fall short, we'll still ride the tide. Like Jordan in the clutch or Brady's last play. We bring the fire, keeping fans in the fray. Coach Gio and Marie calling the shots. With Derek coming straight Hall of Fame thoughts. So hit that subscribe, don't sit on the bench. Get in the game, every highlight's intense. The live stream's on, tell your friends don't delay. Like Kobe in the fourth, we're here to play. Sweep the League TV, where greatness resides. From the blogs at the drives till the horns on the rise. We're all in on sports, NBA, CFB, and more for fans. Live fans, it's the show you'll adore.
I can't believe I've thrown 3 balls to this fucking rookie.
You heard him say that?
Yep. And that's when the walk strikeout ratio was important.
Yeah.
So I was like, I know I'm getting drilled because it don't count on either one of them. He walked me. I still second. I still third. He walks all the way to third base, like from me to you. Just rubs the ball and looks at me. Then turns around, walks to the bow. I know I'm getting hit the next day. And he didn't get me. He didn't drill me. Yeah. And then he was real good friends with our hitting coach, Gene Clines, at the time. And he said, I tried every intimidation factor that I had with him, and he didn't flinch. But growing up, you know, I tell people, like, if you're in a household with professional athletes, you hear things earlier than most kids. Like, I knew what it took to be a big league ball player at age 14.
All right, welcome to Sweep the League. Rudy Campos Jr. here on a Thursday night, of course, getting you some Ken Griffey talk there, going up against the legend. I mean, you got to say he's got to be up there as the GOAT or one of the GOATs when it comes to MLB players in Nolan Ryan. I mean, records that would never, ever be broken. 7 no-hitters, all-time strikeout king. I mean, it's just records that'll never be broken at all when it comes to Nolan Ryan. I appreciate everybody joining us here. Let's bring on our host, not even a co-host anymore. He's our host, man. It's Coach Gio in the house, man. We got a lot to talk about tonight, and primarily it's going to be NFL because the schedules are released. And again, for everybody wondering, you know, I made the announcement on Tuesday night, I think, when I went live. The live shows are going to be a little bit more scattered out. I mean, there's not going to be a whole lot of live shows in the evening. There's going to be a couple here and there. Gio's got a busy schedule. I now have a busy schedule. Family life's catching up. So you'll be getting every now and then live shows, but tonight you got one. So everybody enjoyed, man. Gio, everything going good, man? I mean, I know you've got probably some exciting news, hopefully, that you were going to let me know about. You don't tell everybody out there, but maybe some exciting news that happened this week.
Not yet. Still have a day?
Yeah,
but
hopefully you'll be able to hear something by the end of the day.
Hopefully by the end of the day, or maybe by next week. So Just let everyone know it's not about me moving to San Antonio. I just want to make that real clear.
No, you're moving to Austin.
At least not yet.
Well, that's kind of crazy. You say not yet. I've heard not yet for a long time already from you.
Well, really, I've moved around. You never know. Things come up, and but no. So hopefully by tomorrow or next week, hopefully as well. So we'll see.
We'll see if we get that announcement, man. The biggest announcement that obviously came while you've been gone. We'll get your opinion on it. Is the San Antonio Spurs. They got the number 2 pick, obviously number 14 pick. Spurs Twitter, Spurs fandom's going crazy. I'm going to get your thoughts on that in a little bit here, but I did want to share this with you because you, as well as myself, have been pretty vocal about a lot of stuff when it comes to MLB. And of course, it did come out as MLB did basically lift the ban, remove the ban for Pete Rose and Shoeless Joe Jackson. Now it makes him eligible to go into the Baseball Hall of Fame. I know your probably thoughts on it. I'm going to just give my quick thoughts on the fact that it's a crock of shit that we had to wait this long for them to unban these guys, make them eligible for the Baseball Hall of Fame. Now you can hopefully get Pete in there, man. It should go in right away. You're hoping.
You would think, but these voters always have a different agendas, and it took this long, Rudy. It took baseball being in bed with gambling to get this done. This should have been done a long time ago. Listen, I get it. I truly understand Pete Rose. What he did was wrong, Rudy. We get it. Now, whether he did it, he didn't do it, halfway, 50%, whatever Pete wants to say, he was caught. But it's been a long time. Get this guy in the Hall. Can we get Barry Bonds in the Hall of Fame too?
I'm trying.
Get this guy in. It's so much happening in sports today with gambling, Rudy. And I've told you stories. The gambling's getting out of control. I do think sports has influenced things because some of the strangest thing happens when you're betting a game. Trust me on this. I have friends who have noticed. Just guy gets 9 rebounds in one half, Rudy. Doesn't get a rebound the rest of the game. Make it make sense.
Was it Bam Adebayo at the end of a game? His over and under steals was 0.5. Nikola Jokic dropped the ball because there was 3 seconds left in the game. He dropped the ball at half court. Bam picked it up. Well, because he picked it up, that's a steal. So everybody that took the under lost that bet.
Right. There's been so many times where I'm watching a game and you just think to myself, how is this possible? You mean to tell me that I had Kevin Durant at 12 rebounds? He had 8 rebounds in the first half and doesn't get a rebound the rest of the game. The guy's a freaking 7 foot tall and he's not even touching the basket. It's just so many things have happened. But back to Pete Rose, finally.
Yeah.
And not just Pete Rose, but I'm just saying, like, that's kind of the big one here. And didn't he die last year, Rudy?
Yeah, he did pass away. Passed away. I know it's funny because we have JC's in here. Says, yo, hope you had a great day, Rudy. Appreciate JC special leaf, man. Pledger said it was a lifetime ban. Pete served his sentence. I'm gonna go on a limb and say, he served a lifetime ban, not present anymore. So he technically served.
Rudy, that man served his lifetime, his entire lifetime, basically, or the second half of it, should I say. But you know what? Finally get to see it, hopefully in the Hall, and it's time to get some other guys in the Hall. I know you don't like Sammy Sosa, but that man hit over 600 home runs, Rudy.
See, there's a difference, and that's the argument you and I have had. I don't believe Sammy deserves Hall of Fame. I don't believe Sammy deserves it. And JC saying needs to share a picture of his I'm sorry I gambled on baseball. Howdy Gio on What's Up Pledge. Pledges say rock on, man. Definitely appreciate Pledger, man. ESPN SA. Sports Star San Antonio in the house here. James Pledger himself. Also, shout out to MCS General Contracting, sponsors of Sweep the League, best in the business. Sammy Sosa. My biggest gripe was outside of a couple of years, Gio. I mean, he's definitely not one that deserves to go in over a Barry Bonds, over
Oh no, no,
a
no.
lot of these
I'm
other
not.
guys that aren't in. So I think he's one of those. Okay, he gets in after everybody else gets in. Type
Look,
thing.
600 600 home runs already. I mean, come on. It, to me, it just screams to get in. Really, there's other guys who have alleged steroid use,
Yeah,
and they're in.
David
And
Ortiz.
I know
David
Sammy.
Ortiz.
Well, yeah, David's on that Balco thing that came out like in 2015 or so, or 2013. I remember, but
Yeah,
Pudge Rodriguez was rumored. He got in.
yeah.
Jeff Bagwell, all these guys, Piazza, just put him in. And okay, Sammy wasn't a Hall of Famer before the alleged use. Now he did. Did he come out recently and said he apologized? And I'm like, dude, what are you apologizing for? I think
Probably because he's not getting enough sun.
well, yeah, the Sammy's completely unrecognizable. But back to these other guys, get them in. It's time to get them all in, man. What's the problem? Baseball knew they voted for Bonds when they knew he was allegedly taking steroids. So now you don't want to put him in the Hall?
I mean, what, 7-time MVP, baseball MVP? I mean, the most feared hitter in baseball history, the most walked batter in baseball history. You called it. I hear all the time. You know, the guy was walked, but the bases loaded.
Buck Showalter
Yeah.
walked Barry with a bases loaded, and I thought it was smart. It was brilliant.
Yeah, you're not going to pitch to him. I mean, you never pitch to Barry Bonds. It's hard to pitch to Barry Bonds. You pitch around him. I mean,
Should have won a World Series, but we could talk about that another
who the
day.
hell do we blame on that?
Dusty?
I couldn't figure anybody else because Barry was on point. Jeff Kent was on point. The pitching was there. Yeah, I mean, Moises Alou was on that team, on those teams. Yeah, I mean, I would probably say Dusty. But because I don't know, man. Those were. You're right. He should have won. He should have won.
He should have got one. Pittsburgh,
I think the Pittsburgh team was better.
Yeah.
I mean, Bobby Bonilla, Andy Van Slyke. I mean, I think that team probably was better than the Giant. Man, I wish we could get Barry on the show just to ask him, hey, what team was better in the World Series?
Does he still work for the Marlins, Rudy? Is he still there?
I think he is as a hitting coach. I think he's still there.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised he's working for the Miami Marlins.
Hey, man, a check's a check, man. I mean,
true, but I mean, you can't get him in Chicago or maybe it's the weather, Rudy.
I think he lives down in Florida.
Well, yeah,
I'm
on
vacation, but
I'm pretty sure he does. I mean, a lot of people live in Florida.
So how long do you think it takes for Rose to get in?
I'll say 2 years.
Do you think it still takes a little bit of the time, or he doesn't go in right away?
I'll say 2-3 years. He probably gets in. I just throwing a random guess out there.
Random guess. All right. I'm telling you, I'm going to say he gets in a year.
Okay.
I think the next go around, I think he gets in. I think the lifting of the lifetime ban. I'll put it this way. I think they lifted it for a reason, and I think it's to get him in right away. Go in where he's definitely needed. And everybody's always going to call BS, and they're going to really cuss up a storm because you do it when the guy passes away. I mean, it's ridiculous, man. It is ridiculous. Coach Gio, Rudy Campos, and you sweep the league. What's good, everyone? How's everyone doing this fine Thursday evening? Shout out to Leha and the boys over at MCS General Contracting. If there's ever a first-time ballot Hall of Famer, it is MCS General Contracting. When they are damn good and ready to go into the Hall of Fame, you guarantee they're going to be the first unanimous company, definitely to go into the Hall of Fame. There's no better company out there but MCS General Contracting. Contact them today. What is up, Leha? Appreciate you joining us in here, man. You got 2 years. I got a year. I think P. Rose goes in, like I said, right away. They lifted the ban for a reason. I think it's because of that. I think he does go in right away, man.
No, I think it's a great accomplishment. Finally getting, obviously he's no longer here, so it's a bit bittersweet. But for the family, for the city of Cincinnati, because they already gave him a statue, right? I believe there's
so.
one, yeah. And I don't know if it was like in '99 or 2000 or in the 2000s when he opened up the Great American Ballpark. But hey, finally, it's time. In the words of LeBron James, which I don't quote very often, it's about damn time.
We don't like quoting LeBron James on this show, man. The guy's the greatest flopper and the greatest. You know, we'll move on from that. That's all he's the goat of. Greatest concrete in the game. That is definitely sure from MCS General Contracting. Put that man in stat, Leah says. Again, he goes in right away. I don't know if Shoeless Joe goes in right away. I think he might, but I think Pete gets in like the next vote. He's in. There's no doubt about that in my mind. Leah's in here. One thing we are going to talk about, Gio, we got some NFL schedules that came out. We're going to get to that here. We're going to talk Cowboy schedule because got a bunch of Cowboy fans in here. We were asked last show, what record do we think the Cowboys will have? I'll bring that up schedule. I'll put it on the screen for you as well. Leah's in here. We're going to talk about his Saints. We're going to look at his Saints schedule. You laugh at that. I don't laugh at that. What else do we got? We got the Bears because you are on record as saying if Chicago can't get it right this year, you're done with them. Let's see what we can predict on the Bears schedule. And of course, you're the Rambassador. We're going to get your Ram schedule going here. And hopefully we don't have enough time left to go over the Falcon schedule, but we have them up just in case. So we'll get to those schedules here in just a minute. Coach Joe, Rudy Campos Jr. Joe, I'm going to play you a quick video. And I want your thoughts when I come back from it because a lot of fighting going on Twitter. I need your opinion on it. Here we go.
The fourth pick in the NBA draft goes to the Charlotte Hornets. Picking third will be the Philadelphia 76ers. The second pick will be made by the San Antonio Spurs, and that means that the number one pick in the 2025 NBA draft goes to the Dallas Mavericks.
All right, so you weren't a part of the lottery show. I did the lottery show on Tuesday. Spurs got 2, Mavericks got 1. And, you know, we can go back on it. Sunday I did a show with Jeff Garcia. I told him, Jeff, I've got it on good note and got good firm belief that the Mavericks are going to win the lottery. He's like, it's rigged if they do. I said, no, it's not rigged. And I explained to him why. I explained to everybody why. You gave up Luka in the middle of the night. No other team got him. This was a wink by the NBA, I feel. People say that if you think the lottery's rigged, that you're dumb. You're dumb if you think it's rigged. Come on.
Dude, if
1.8 chance.
If you gamble, you know stuff is rigged. I mean, it happens all the time. And for the Mavericks to get the number one pick after what they did, Rudy, either the NBA hired a psychic or they hired a praying group. I don't know, but somehow, someway, the NBA got the Dallas Mavericks the number one pick. I'm going on my grave thinking, hey, you know what? Something is this team shouldn't have been. And really, they need to fix this. Dallas should have never been in the damn lottery.
Well, technically, yes. They lost in the play-in.
No, I know. But really, there needs to be like a cap. Like, you need to be really bad to be at least in that lottery. In my opinion.
Well, I agree with that. You know, I agree they need to probably get rid of the lottery system. And, you know, but then it goes back to, well, you encourage tanking. So, I mean, you're going to have Washington, Charlotte, Utah, 3 years in a row, at least top 3 picks. So
already it does help those eventually. Those franchises, well, Michael isn't running the Hornets, so. But in general, Rudy, I mean, look at the Warriors. They had all those picks with Curry and Thompson, right? And it turned out well. It doesn't always work, but for Dallas to get Cooper Flag, I hope they screw that up and pass on them. That'd be great.
They are.
Do you think they trade that pick?
So rumor has it that there's a possibility they would consider moving it for Giannis. and to pair Giannis with Anthony Davis and Kyrie Irving, which it makes sense, but
do it.
I mean, shit, you got people that don't want to trade the number 2 pick for Giannis in San Antonio. Honestly, the whole back and forth banter on Twitter, Spurs Twitter, whatever, it's the most, like, I don't even know how to say it nicely, man.
You're
it's the worst shit you can go through.
Yeah, for some reason, San Antonio, I've been on Twitter, not on currently. There's always something going on. Relationship drama, Spurs drama, all types of stuff that happens in that damn city. Rudy, I've told you, if I'm the Spurs, you can get Giannis. I'm trading that second pick, man. I'm sorry. You need to win now. You need to sell tickets. You need to do all that stuff. Build around your players now. It's win now. You get a guy in the second pick, Rudy. I mean, listen, is it possible you could get, a bona fide star? Sure.
Yeah.
Or he needs to take 4 or 5 years to look. Could we get another Castle? Yeah, but does that move the needle enough? You get Giannis. I believe it moves the needle significantly.
If you put Giannis on the team already, say you trade the second pick, and you put Giannis on the team as currently constructed, it moves the needle. I mean, you're dumb if you don't think it moves the needle. But you've got a lot of people, and you know what? I see both sides of the platform.
Yeah.
Because if you draft a Dylan Harper, then you've got a backcourt, a 3-headed backcourt that is a very, very tough guard for any team out there. You're one team, you're not going to have 3 hella good defenders in the backcourt. So it makes it tough, but what's the bigger impact? Is it Giannis or is it, Dylan Harper or Ace Bailey? Right now, it seems to be Dylan Harper. Let me get to a couple of these comments here. We got a couple more in here, and then we'll get your thoughts on that. The Saints could go 2-15, and I'd be happy as long as those 2 wins are against the damn Dirty Bird. Oh God, Blake is gonna kill me for that.
Do they play the Cowboys this year?
Well, I gotta find out. I haven't really looked at the schedule. Playing with credibility of a multi-billion-dollar corporation, the 3 of us can't keep a secret. You expect 30 billionaires with egos and however many others involved in that process to be able to. That's a good point by Pledge, man. That's a very good point. People acting like Wemby going to play 20 seasons. Sure, keep wasting time. Win now. Shout out to Leha.
I keep saying win now.
And you got the devil. Jacob Eric is in here with the devil emoji, man. So getting back to it. You say Giannis moves the needle. Totally agree with you on that. MVP. Already one of the superstars in the game. He's been the top 5 MVP candidate for the past few years. Adding to the Spurs roster, definitely moves the needle big time. But then you have the other side where Dylan Harper, a rookie, comes in. I ask you, yes, you set yourself up for the future with Dylan Harper, but it's not necessarily a win now situation. You bring Giannis, you're at worst, 5th, 6th in the West at worst?
Well, there's still more to do with his roster because we've talked about it really last season. There's just a guy in here that, honestly, you can get rid of them, you can trade them, whatever the case may be. It's not just going to be Giannis. I think you still need to make some pieces to those role players, get some guys out or trade or whatever the case may be. But the time is now. The time is now. Victor was hurt towards the end of the season, Rudy?
Yeah.
The time is now. Listen, if they go with Harper, I'm still going to be happy. It's still a young player. Don't get me wrong. But Rudy, this city is dying for a freaking winner. They're dying for it. I know the city wants to win. It's the only really ticket in town. No offense to soccer and whatever else you guys got going on there, but they're desperate. This fan base needs it, and they need some hope. And you already got Victor, Giannis, Fox, and whoever else they add. Rudy, I don't know. I mean, Giannis averaged what, 30 a game last year? 30. Could the Spurs use 30 a game?
Yeah.
He's not going to average that, but I'm just saying.
They can. And I think Pledge made another good comment here. Just I'm looking for something right now, but he made another good comment, and I'm gonna bring it up right now. He said, moves the needle doesn't change what is needed, just depletes the assets to get what you really need. Shooters. They do need shooters. They need a crap load of shooters.
They do. And that's what I mentioned. Giannis can't just be the only guy. They need more shooter. They need a lot of other stuff as well. So it's all apples and oranges. What makes the most sense? I'm going with the star, but you keep Dylan there, or you draft whoever, or you trade, whatever the case may be. But really, you got to move the needle. I just don't think another losing season for morale. But
regardless,
I don't work on the front office. So,
well, regardless if they draft at 2 or they trade for Giannis, I would say this: they're not going to be as bad as they have been.
No.
I mean, they went to what, 22 to 34 wins. I fully expect them right now, as constructed, to be right around that 41, 42 wins next year. De'Aaron Fox adds wins easily.
Oh, yeah.
Stephon Castle, year 2, adds to the win total. The only question I have going in is, can Victor stay healthy?
That's another problem.
That's the problem.
Another, because if you get Giannis and Victor's hurt, it kind of, you're better. You're probably going to make the playoffs, but you need that alien in the middle there to really shake things in. You know, Rudy, we'll see what happens. I mean, I'm sure he's going to be in camp, right? I mean,
yeah,
all because he's going to be ready to go. So hopefully that doesn't stop him. But I really want to see this team really push the needle in the offseason, Rudy.
Yeah, they need to. Like I says, the two plus Atlanta's 27. And Spurs couple first rounders along with Devin, Jeremy, and Barnes for the money. Man, let's be real. Giannis coming here, make shit happen. Pledge says Giannis need to be surrounded by PJ Tucker, Drew Holiday, Pat Connaughton, Brook Lopez, Dante DiVincenzo, all shooters. And Middleton as well, which Middleton is actually going to be, I believe, a free agent this year. So that could be a move, a cap good move for the Spurs to make. In Chris Middleton, he's probably not going to command a whole lot of money. So the Pesky could get one shooter. I like that in Chris Middleton. Spurs fans want 4 guards and Wemby starting. Whoa, no rebounding, and Wemby doesn't finish another season. That's the question. Can he finish another season? Pledge brought up something on X, and I'm going to show you real quick. If this was the deal, Gio, I'm all over it. So they were talking if the Spurs got Antetokounmpo and Bobby Portis. Now, remember, Bobby Portis, I believe, is a free agent, so he would have to do a sign and trade. But you're giving up Vassell, Keldon, Jeremy, and Malachi. I'm okay with that. I'm even okay with the picks right now. You're keeping one of the first rounders this year. So I like that right now. So if it's the 14th pick, it's okay. I can go get, more than likely actually, Con Knupple's been dropping a little bit. He's right around that 12, 13 range on the draft right now. So could drop a little further. What do you do on this pick on this trade that San Antonio Sports Star did bring up? I believe Pledge put it together. So how does this strike you? Because you get 2 bigs, essentially. One of them is a shooter in Bobby.
It's a lot, but if you want to set yourself up for success, getting another added piece into that Milwaukee team, I do it, Rudy, because you know how I feel about Vassell and Johnson. I do like Sohan, but someone's got to go. And if
he's
this
Bobby Portis,
no. And Sohan really, now I think about it, he really screwed up my parlay last. Man, he screwed it up. But anyway. I'm doing it, Rudy, because this just shows how the Spurs can they're going to fill in that roster with other guys that they know they need to build around Giannis and obviously Victor and Fox. So get some of that dead weight. I'm making this trade.
I mean, you're essentially looking at Fox, Castle in the backcourt. Let's assume that first round pick this year is the second pick. Then you're going with Harrison Barnes, Giannis, and Victor Wembanyama. Not to mention, you still have Julian Champagny coming off the bench, who's a shooter. He can shoot the ball. You still got to fill out the roster a little bit more because Keldon was their sixth man coming off, so you still got a lot to do to fill in. But like you mentioned, you'd be able to fill out that roster pretty much right there. So I kind of like that. Middleton's ankles are shot. He says he's done. Who's Wemby's backup? We keep talking about Giannis and all these draft picks and whatnot, but who's going to help Wemby get rest? That's a good question. Walter Clayton Jr. I'm super not high on Walter Clayton Jr. I've always said that whenever you have a magical run in the NCAA tournament and you kind of come out of nowhere, majority of the time it's never going to work out, and it hasn't for a lot of teams. But could be wrong about Walter Clayton Jr. I mean, the guy is a bucket getter. He is a shooter. And Jacob Eric is saying, damn, you throw in Whataburger. Well, I mean, if it takes Whataburger as well, I'm sure Whataburger can throw in a little bit in there. So
lifetime free burgers.
Lifetime free burgers over at Whataburger. Coach Gio, Rudy Campos Jr. here. Take a quick break. On the way back, we're going to do some NFL schedules as you're joining Sweep the League here. Be sure to go to our YouTube page. Search Sweep the League TV. Hit that subscribe button. It's Coach Gio, Rudy Campos Jr. We'll be right back here after a word from our sponsor. Are you looking for a contracting company that gets the job done right the first time? Look no further than MCS General Contracting. MCS specializes in top quality concrete work, including patios, driveways, foundations, and swimming pools. The team of experts are dedicated to delivering exceptional results and unparalleled customer satisfaction. At MCS General Contracting, they're not just hardworking, they're local. Based in San Antonio, they are committed to building relationships and trust within the community. That's why MCS guarantees your satisfaction. They pride themselves on getting the job done right the first time, every time. So why wait? Contract MCS General Contracting today to schedule your project and experience the difference for yourself. MCS General Contracting, building a better San Antonio, one project at a time. Proud sponsors of Sweep the League.
You are watching Sweep the League TV. Make sure you subscribe and catch our new videos.
Sweep the League TV with Rudy Derrick and Coach Gio. Let's get back to the live show. You are watching the best in the business.
All right, welcome back to Sweep the League. Rudy Campos Jr., Coach Gio. And of course, shout out to our sponsors, MCS General Contracting, the absolute best in the business, Hall of Famers in our book. They guarantee their work. It's 100% guaranteed all the time. Building one dream at a time in San Antonio. Call them MCS General Contracting, proud sponsors of Sweep the League. Gio, so, man, you kind of got called out here a little bit. Locked on Spurs, Jeff Garcia, buddy of the program here. Rudy, I heard Gio wanted to deal the San Antonio Spurs number 2 pick for Giannis.
Listen, I'll send any pick for Giannis. You got to win now. This is the time to win. Listen, you can't be scared. And maybe I get this from being an LA Rams fan, and Les Snead is always wheeling and dealing, Rudy, in the front office.
Yeah.
Look, just try to do something this offseason. I don't want to see another ho-hum offseason, and this team barely gets the 25-30 wins. So it's time, second pick. If it takes a second pick, if it takes what Pledger put up, which is also great as well, I'm doing the trade. Whatever gets Giannis over here.
How far do they go if they get Giannis in San Antonio?
Barring obviously getting some shooters and filling his roster up with hopefully capable players, I will say first year, Rudy, I'll say second round.
Playoffs? Don't talk
Really?
about playoffs?
Yeah.
You kidding me? Playoffs?
What? The Timberwolves, Denver's still there.
Oh, come on.
Oklahoma
Denver.
City.
Are the Spurs better than Denver? They're not better than Oklahoma City.
No. And Minnesota, when they're on, I think those two teams. I mean, obviously Houston's going to come back, and there's other teams in the West, Dallas, and see what they do, right? So I would say second round, Rudy. Would you be mad at the Spurs losing 6 or 7 in the second round of the playoffs, with not going to the second round in how many years?
No, I mean I'd be happy to see them in the playoffs. I mean that would be
best case
for me.
Worst case is we don't make the playoffs.
Probably not. Do you really think they don't make the playoffs with that lineup? I mean, barring injury, let's say barring injury, you got to throw that in there. Barring injury, what do you think, man?
They're second.
Thanks,
okay,
bro.
they're definitely a second. I definitely guarantee second round, third round. Hey, if they go on a run, be great. But sometimes, Rudy, are you thinking conference finals?
No,
that first year,
man. I don't. That's tough.
I think they can get to the second round.
What?
You don't think they can get to the second round of the playoffs?
I think the second round, but you're talking about conference finals?
No. I said they would lose probably in 6 or 7 in the second round of the playoffs.
Oh,
but
I'm asking you would think they'd get to the conference.
No, because
finals.
your expression felt like maybe they could do more. So I'm just asking you, Rudy, could you get it to the third round?
No. Okay, so for me, if you add Giannis,
I think they're a second round team.
It's playoff. I asked myself, with Giannis, are they better than Oklahoma City?
No,
it's tough.
No. Yeah.
Currently constructed Oklahoma City, I would say no. So, if they're at the 8th spot, do they beat Oklahoma City in the first round?
No.
Okay, so then it depends on seeding. If they get into the 5th or 6th seed, then it's easy to say, I'm pretty sure they can beat. I'm sure they can beat, say the Clippers or whoever is that. I mean, that's a no-brainer to me. The only teams I fear in the West right now, and honestly, Minnesota is really not one of them. I'm going to be real with you. Minnesota's not one of them. But the only teams I really fear are Oklahoma City, Denver, because Jokic is just, the GOAT right now, and a healthy Mavericks team. A healthy Mavericks team can be very deadly. And think about it. The Lakers lost that trade, if you think about it. I mean, think long and hard. Now with that number 1 pick, I mean, even before the number 1 pick, Gio, the Lakers lost that trade. I mean, you saw that there was no defense. No defense. At all.
No, yeah. I'm guessing the Lakers don't scare you, Rudy.
No, not at all.
Minnesota, they can be a little streaky to me. Weren't they the 6th seed already?
Minnesota, no, because
they
they were playing the Warrior. They played the Warriors. Warriors were they were. Who did Minnesota play? I can't even remember. I have to look it up. Let me look it up.
What team did they play in? Was it Clippers?
It had to be Clippers and Nuggets, Warriors and Rocket. No, Lakers. Timberwolves and Lakers.
Yeah.
Lakers were the 3rd seed. Minnesota was 6th.
The 6th seed. Yeah, I'm saying so. The Timberwolves just kind of the last 2 years kind of going on a good run here. And Rudy, look, they're going to get rest. I think they got a decent shot to get to the finals.
Could we really see a Minnesota-Indiana finals? Jesus Christ. Nobody had that. I don't care who it is.
I would try my hardest to go to an NBA finals game.
Well, you live down the street. You should be able to make it.
Those prices might be crazy, but I would love to even sit all the way up top. Did you go to any of those NBA finals games in San Antonio, Rudy?
Nah, I didn't go to any of them. It's kind of weird. I don't really like going to the games too much. I don't see myself paying, $110 for a seat. Just talking about a regular game, maybe $70. And I can't sit nosebleed. I have, a lot of people don't know, but I can't sit on nosebleed because I have a little bit of, it's vertigo, but not vertigo. I get real dizzy when I'm at a high. when I'm at a height, even like on a roof, I get real dizzy. So I can't really do it. So I don't sit up there. I sit on the $80 seats, $100 seats. But for me and my family, it's $350, $400, and then you get there. Obviously, you go to the concession and you spend. I mean, it's just too much money to go for one game. So that doesn't make me a diehard. Well, I mean, exactly. Thanks, Rock. It doesn't matter what anybody thinks. If not, it doesn't make me a diehard. Who cares? I don't really go to all the games at all.
Well, yeah, I mean, I've gone to Spurs games in different cities, but hey, if the Pacers can get to the finals, I mean, look, Rudy, we talk about confidence, right? And that's contagious. Say what you want to say that Cleveland wasn't healthy or, Milwaukee wasn't healthy. Whatever the case may be, they could still have confidence, Rudy, and extend that to the next series, whether they play New York. It's probably going to be New York. If Boston finds a way to win that series, but if the Pacers can get to the finals, you never know. Weird things have happened in the NBA Finals before, so
yeah, I mean, definitely weirder things have happened. Jeff's want to know be a close second behind Harper. So my rankings back in October, they haven't changed. I reposted it on X. They haven't changed. It's been Harper, Bailey, Flag. Those are my rankings as far as prospects go. I broke that down on Tuesday, so I'm not going to break it down again. But Ace Bailey is the guy I would take. If they're not going to take Dylan Harper, I'm taking Ace Bailey. He's 6'7". He's a shooter. I mean, he can score. I think out of Flag, Harper, and Bailey, Bailey's got the biggest ceiling. I think he has a lot more he can improve on and be a lot better of a player than what he is. So I'm looking at that. Outside of that, at number 2, there's really nobody else. Unless, like you said, unless Dallas says, hey, screw it, we're going Dylan Harper or we're going with Ace Bailey or somebody like that. I mean, obviously you take Flag. I'm not a huge Cooper Flag fan when it comes to
what a surprise.
No, not where he went to school.
What a surprise.
I love Cooper Flag's game, but like I said, he's not 1A for a team. He's not a guy that's going to be 1A.
I think he could be. In college, you saw what Zion did. Zion just can't stay healthy, really. You don't think who was better in college, Zion or Cooper?
Zion was better in college. You're talking dominant. The more dominant player was Zion. The more all-around player, Cooper Flag. I'll put it this way. Cooper reminds me. Oh God, I
want to say Christian Laettner.
This is funny. He hates his skin color. I don't hate Cooper Flag's skin color. I have no idea why Pledge keeps coming at me with that. I don't hate Cooper Flag's skin color, man. Oh man, I love that guy. I love Pledge, man. Oklahoma City project is kind of completed already. No Rudy, and then OKC Pacers or Knicks. What happens if the Spurs trade 2nd and 14th and Devin and Celtics for Jaylen Brown? I love Jaylen Brown. That's what I've been talking about. Jaylen Brown coming to the Spurs, but Cooper Flag reminds me. So if we're going to compare him to Duke players, I'll go this. He reminds me a lot of Grant Hill. How Grant was, kind of do everything, can play defense, can score the ball. Wasn't the guy on the team. Cooper was obviously the more popular guy on the team, but it was a definite team, it was a team effort this year. So coming into the league, I've actually got him, and Pledge is going to grill me again for this. I had him like at Andre Karolinko, not his ceiling, but coming into the league, I have him at AK-47, defense, score, like do everything. What do you have him at? Are you one of the guys that says, well, God damn, he's going to be Larry Bird or he's going to be this and that? No, come on. Look at the guy's game. It's not going to be Larry Bird. He's not going to be, who else is more small forwards? Oh, he's Kevin Durant. I mean, he's not going to be anything like that.
We don't listen. We don't know. Wish him all the best. He kind of a little bit reminds me of a Scottie Pippen, Rudy. Could you
I see that.
Scotty did everything. And I could see Scotty. I've heard Kawhi comparisons.
Ooh, no.
But
No.
But what was Kawhi before? Kawhi didn't even want to shoot the ball. They had to push him to score. I'll say Scotty. I mean, if he ends up being a Scottie Pippen in the NBA, Rudy, that's still a really good player.
That's a Hall of Famer.
That's a Hall of Famer if he ends up being a Scotty. What do I always say, Rudy? It matters where you go, who's your teammates, your coach. All that stuff plays into a factor. If Cooper goes to Dallas, Rudy, could his growth be a little... Listen, you got Davis there, Kyrie, if they bring another star there, he could kind of get a little bit lost. So
I actually think Dallas is the absolute perfect spot.
Okay.
For Cooper Flag. Would you rather have him in Dallas surrounded by AD and Kyrie, where it's going to be a little bit easier for him to get acclimated to the NBA? He's going to be able to get adjusted. He's going to have some pretty open looks. Let's not lie about that. Or would you rather have him in Washington where it's focused on him and you're watching him struggle because there's a double team just about every night?
But we saw the Kevin Love effect. Kevin goes to Minnesota. He's the guy. Yeah. He's scoring. I mean, when he had some crazy games there.
Yeah.
It can obviously work both ways if you're the guy and obviously you have more talent. I think I would probably, if I'm going to probably have him in Dallas, there's already a bunch of talent there. He should be able to blend in, but I really hope, I want to see it work so bad with him, because just watching him in college, he kind of does remind me of Scottie Pippen. And if it works out that way, he's going to be a Hall of Famer and could win a championship. I don't know. I mean, we'll see, but I'm not going to over gloss him up, right? Like how I did Caleb. And then obviously we saw what Caleb did his first year, which wasn't all his fault. And we'll talk about the schedule, but yeah, no, listen, I think Cooper could be a really good player. I saw a lot this year, some growth. I mean, really, the man was playing against what? USA talent?
17 years old he was.
And how much he put up against them?
Wasn't it 17?
I think so. It's pretty good in my book, Rudy.
Well, I mean, let me just say this. I have no doubts that he's going to be a superstar in the league. Zero doubt. But when I say, he's not a 1A, he's not an alpha player. And it could change. I mean, it definitely could change. But as of right now, he's a better complement superstar to another superstar. So that's why I think Dallas is perfect. He's not going to be relied to be the guy. Some nights he might be. Some nights he might just very well be the guy. But it's not going to have the pressure of him to lift an entire franchise like Charlotte. Hell, even in Utah, I think he would be really good in Utah, surrounded by Markkanen and Sexton. I think it works, but you have better stars in Dallas.
No, yeah, I mean you're surrounded by better talent. Even when Tim Duncan came, look, he had David Robinson, he had Sean Elliott, he had players who've been there for a while. So it's better to come into a situation where you do have talent.
Yeah. Just imagine if Dallas selects Harper and we need to pick the Duke boy.
Hey, listen, if that happens, keep the second pick. But still trying to get Giannis though. But keep the second pick.
But do you trade Flag for Giannis if you're the Spurs?
I mean, you could. I mean,
now it's you could. After you said you would trade everything for Giannis,
I still would probably trade. At the end of the day, I'm hesitant, but I probably would still trade Cooper for Giannis just because it's a bona fide star. Cooper still needs more time. I mean, there's an adjustment period in the NBA, so I'm hesitant, but I'll do it.
Well, he says Tim is here. Before we go to our schedules, Tim is here. Would you pass Harper for Jaylen Brown? Be honest, guys. I'm on the Jaylen Brown bandwagon. Boston's going to blow it up. They've already said they need to get under the cap pretty soon. I think Brown's probably available, especially with Tatum going down. I mean, it could be, it could not be. I would probably take Jaylen Brown still if it's me. I'd love the backcourt of Castle, Brown, and Fox. You know, that's just me. Would you pass on Harper if Jaylen Brown was available?
I think I'll go with Jaylen Brown.
Yeah, I think so too. Finals MVP. I mean, can definitely get it done. Man, this is the time of the show here. Everybody's waiting for it. We're gonna start off with the future champions of the NFL, according to most people in Texas. The Dallas Cowboys 2025 schedule. I don't know if we need music for this or not. I don't know what I want to put music, but I don't want to put music on. We'll screw the music right now. Week 1, they open up with the Philadelphia Eagles to the Giants, Bears, Packers in their first 4 games. Honestly, man, starting the season, I've got them 0-1. I don't see them beating Philadelphia because they're in Philly. The Giants game, is it a question mark? Like, is it really one where you're like, I don't know if they can beat the Giants this year? I can't lie. I see possibly 2-2 for the first 4. More than likely 2-2. Maybe 1-3. I don't think they go 0-4, but maybe 1-3. What do you got their schedule like? Go through their schedule, and I want you to piss off Cowboy fans here.
Well, really, I see 7 to 8 wins this year.
Which is what you had them last year, right?
No, I actually had them like at 5 or 6 games, and you and Derek just said, "Gio, there's no way." I said, their biggest signing was Ezekiel has a sandbag on his back. Ezekiel Elliott. I mean, it's just okay. But this year, I'm gonna go 7-8 wins. Rudy, I don't know about this team, and their defense was I'm gonna just say a liability, to say the least. You still got Micah. You still got a team that did some stuff in the draft, Rudy. But I'm still going 7 to 8 wins. I don't see them better, obviously, than the Eagles.
No.
I don't see them better than the Commanders. They're better than the Giants. I don't even know. I don't know about the Giants. I really don't know what to expect. But 7-8 wins, as Jacob just said, I think that sounds just about right. I think they're going to get better, but the coaching is a bit unknown. You know, Schottenheimer, I remember his days from the Jets. He was also the offensive coordinator of the Rams for a little bit. He's been around the league. So I don't know what this offense is going to particularly look like. I'm sure they'll try to be a balanced attack. They got Javonte Williams in the backfield. Verdi, I'm giving 7 or 8 wins. I think they'll be out of the playoffs. And Dallas, the national nightmare continues.
You got them at 7 to 8. And my record for the Cowboys.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, I got to get to the comments.
Did you not learn your lesson last year? Please say 12 wins.
Gio had the Cowboys winning 5 games last year, not having them missing the playoffs last year, and he has them missing the playoffs again this year. Kind of tough schedule. So,
well, really, I mean, listen, the Chargers, we'll see what they do second year under Harbaugh. The Lions are going to be tough. The Cardinals, I know Cardinals got the video game quarterback, but they played much better last year. I love Trey McBride at tight end. Freddie, this is kind of a tough schedule. I mean, they're on the road at Denver. Week 8 could be a winter storm. I don't know. Like, there's a lot here.
There is potentially a 6-game losing streak from Philly in week 12 to Washington in week 17. Let's be real.
And you think it's a win, but at Carolina, listen,
no,
we see it every year, Rudy. These teams, you never know from week to week. Carolina, I mean, the Raiders, we're going to see what Pete Carroll has coming in town, but Pete normally has his team prepared. Yeah. So that's not a 7-8 wins is probably being good. Skip Bayless. our good old buddy Skip, I think he had him win like 13 or 14 games or something like that. Skip needs to stop. But anyway, yeah, Rudy, I think 7-8. Dallas 12-5. Oh my God, they're doing it again, Rudy.
12-5. They're doing it.
12 wins. Okay, if their offensive line, Rudy, if they're running the ball,
You should know your role and shut your mouth.
I just think they're going to probably be in some shootouts because their defense, especially in the secondary, I don't know, Rudy. I think 7-8 wins. I mean, 2 stud receivers, sure, but if your defense is giving up as much, I think they'll probably do again. I mean, from year to year, it's different. We know that personnel. Dallas is a better team than last year. I'll give you that, Rudy. They are.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
I don't know how this coach is. I need to see more. So 7-8 wins seems generous.
the coach scares the crap out of me. You can score 40 points, but it's hard to win when you're giving up 45. I mean, the math doesn't math there. I've got him at 7
And
wins.
Jerry's freaking shows that he has every freaking week. Remember, he was on that radio show, Rudy, that they called them out, remember? And he got so mad at them.
Yeah.
That's a discretion in itself. 7-8 wins, that sounds about right. But they could get to 9. Could they beat the Packers at home?
He says 11 wins is final offer, man. 11 wins.
All right.
Definitely not. Definitely not. Gio, I'm gonna
Listen,
come
I
out with
like
my
Dak a lot, though. You know what? I'm actually a fan of Dak Prescott. But Rudy, I know 2 years ago, he finished. Did he finish second in the MVP voting?
Yeah, it was like 2 years ago. I think 2 or 3 years ago he finished second.
I like
in the
him a
MVP
lot,
voting.
but another offense. Sometimes you could struggle a bit coming out the gate. We'll see. Could they go to Philly? Could they go to Philly and win? Yeah, it's a rivalry game, and you know, Cowboy fans, they're going to see the Eagles. Championship ceremony, Rudy. I'm sure that's going to be boiling in their, heart there. Dak will win MVP.
He could. I mean, technically anybody.
Did Patrick retire? Did Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen? Are they? Dak is a nice guy. Is that homage to Kawhi Leonard? I feel like that is.
Probably. Let me get I've got 7 wins, but I know Cowboy fans are going to hate me. I can potentially see just 6 wins. I'm going to be real with you. I mean, that week 12 to week 17, I think if they don't win coming off the bye in week 11 in Vegas, you're looking at 7, possibly a 7-game losing streak right there. I mean, let's be honest, man. It could happen. So I'm going to be nice, say 7 wins on the season for the Dallas Cowboys. Ratings back in here. Having you running back and 2 wide receivers and a great line. He's trying to sell it to you, man. He's trying to sell
you
it
know
to
what?
you.
He sounds like a salesman at these car places. He's really trying to push. And last season, I called it. I said, this team, for 5 or 6 wins. I don't see a playoff team in this season. I think they're better. There's just too many unknowns for me. And yeah, you have another receiver in Mr. George Diva Pickens, former Georgia Bulldog. Like him a lot, but I don't know. We'll see.
Real quick, I did say I gave the Cowboys an A in their draft, but just because I give them an A in their draft doesn't mean these guys are going to come in and start, making this huge impact. So it doesn't equal to wins right away. A lot of these guys are going to be second stringers and third stringers. So it doesn't come in right. Every one of your draft picks is not a starter right away. So,
No.
I mean, can't really say that all these draft
And why
picks
is the
are gonna
NFL
make
giving
them
us Cowboys week 1? Already have to force feed us that?
yeah.
First game of the year,
Pretty
the
much,
Cowboys.
man. Well, they already know how the season's going to go, and it's going to be like.
It should have,
basically
you know
like
what?
that,
It
man.
should have been the Rams after what we almost did at Philly, that stupid snow game. It should have been the Rams and Eagles, but you know what? I'll see them week 4 or 3, I think. I don't remember.
Dak is so good. Why you hate it? We're not hating on Dak. I mean, everything that we've said is not hating on Dak Prescott. The team, Dak is not the whole team. for all we know, Dak doesn't play defense. They could have a great offense, but if their defense is giving up 35 while they're scoring 32, that's a loss. I mean, that doesn't come back on Dak. I mean, sorry, we're not hating on Dak at all. These are your Bears, man. I know we got to get quickly on this. These are your Bears. Honestly, you are so hype on the Caleb bandwagon here, Gio. They didn't really do him very many favors this season when it came to the schedule.
Oh.
This is a tough schedule. I'm gonna be nice, and I'm gonna say 7 wins, maybe. I'm gonna be nice and say could get to 8, but honestly, man, I even have the Cowboys winning in week 3. I could potentially see 0-4 to start the season, like easily.
Well, Vikings quarterback situation, I guess you're sold.
No, I'm not. But I mean, outside of the quarterback situation, offensive talent, I mean, Addison, Justin Jefferson,
No,
they got a good running game. I mean, it's about controlling the ball.
They have a good defense too, very blitz
Yeah.
heavy. But Ben Johnson, who has been in the division, Rudy, he was in Detroit. He knows this division very well.
Yeah.
I'm going to go out on a limb here. I'm going with 9 wins.
9 wins
for the Chicago Bears this season. Will they make the playoffs? I'm going to say just barely miss the playoffs this year. I think what they've done this offseason, they got out there, got Jonah Jackson. They got Tooney, the left guard, Rudy, from the Kansas City Chiefs, one of the best left guards in the league, though you couldn't tell during the Super Bowl. I like what they've done in the offseason. I really need this to work because I need my prediction to turn out well of Caleb Williams. I'm going 9 wins for the former place I used to live, the Chicago Bears. Give them 9 wins, Rudy. I think they may just barely miss the playoffs, fighting for that last spot there. I'm going 9 wins and a big improvement from last season. Rudy, this offense should I can't wait to see it week 1 against the Vikings.
I'm gonna stick with I have them at 8 at the most. I'm at that 7 to 8 for the Bears. I mean, they got a tough schedule, man. Bears have an early bye week. It is, and again, Ray saying Dak will win the MVP. He's adamant that Dak will win the MVP. Your favorite team, Gio. The New Orleans Saints are in here. So
who that?
So barring injuries, obviously, Derek Carr retired. So I know Saints fans were super happy on that. Now you've got Spencer Rattler, Tyler Shaw, which again, I was big on Shaw in the draft. So you laugh at these guys, but I actually believe both of these guys are really good quarterbacks. Record-wise, I still have the Saints. I mean, they don't have a very tough schedule. I mean, think about it. They don't. Cardinals are kind of The 49ers are, I mean, they've gone through some transition. Seahawks, again, they lost Geno Smith. They got a little bit of transition there. Don't have DK Metcalf. Bills are obviously probably going to be a loss. Outside of that, the Rams, I would say that's going to be a good game, but I think the Rams come out on top on that one. Other than that, I mean, they're playing kind of a mid schedule. The same.
Well, I mean, they got them playing a bottom feeder schedule. Though the 49ers, I suspect, should be better. They got, I think Robert Saleh's back over there as the DC. Ready for the Saints as they go marching into this season. No point intended. I'm going 4 wins.
You should know your role and shut your mouth.
I'm going 4 to 5 wins. Rudy, I like Spencer. You're bigger on him than I was coming in from South Carolina. If I don't see improvements from Spencer, he's his second year, and then Tyler, and then they got that Jake
Hayner.
Actually, Jake was the one who came in last season for one of the games, Rudy?
Yeah.
There was against Denver. I think he came in at the end, and I think he almost drove him down to score a touchdown.
So they have a problem in New Orleans, and it's a quarterback problem. And it's not, and again, it's not a quarterback problem where you're like, well, they have shitty quarterbacks. No, they've got 3 good quarterbacks in New Orleans. So the biggest issue they're going to have is who do they go with? I was a big Jake Hayner fan, big Spencer Rattler fan. I was huge on Tyler Shaw. I mean, you and I talked about him before the draft. You were like, who? I said, look him up. Look him up. These 3 guys, I feel, can get it done. But it's who's going to get the start. And that's where I felt, and I've been telling Leha, I'm like, man, it's actually a good problem. But what I love about it, Kellen Moore's in there. You've got a lot of good coaches that are on Kellen Moore's sideline. So that's where I think the development of the Saints is going to be way improved on. I mean, Kellen Moore, you got to admit, man, the guy can coach.
No,
He's more of a great offensive coordinator, but he can coach.
He can coach. He has an offensive system. It's gonna be interesting where they go. But that Jack kid, or Jake, I saw him at one game at the end of the year, and I believe went down to score. I said he looked better than Spencer, who was playing the whole game. So, Rudy, I got 4 or 5 wins for the Saints. You can look at the face of Cameron. Go look at the face of Jordan there. He looks depressed, and that's exactly what's going to happen this season for those Saints. I got 4 or 5 wins. If they can get hot early,
well, they got hot early last year, then they got injured.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens at quarterback. I like Kellen a lot. We'll see the offensive system, especially in the NFL. I think coaching does matter a lot. And could Kellen be a Sean McVay where he's getting the legit best out of his quarterback? We'll see. But early prediction already, this team is not going to be very good.
All right, we got one more before we go. We're way over the time here. I'm going to do your Rams, man. It's all on you. Your Rams schedule. This is all you. What do you got? You got Texans, you got Titans, Eagles, Colts, Niners. Then you got Baltimore, Jags, Saints. I'm sure there'll be a bet somewhere in there.
Whew.
Niners, Seahawks. And of course, you got some divisional games there.
The Falcons this year, Rudy. I remember the last time I think the Rams won pretty big. I'm going 11, 12 wins this season.
What?
I really do. This defense was probably the hottest defense, besides obviously the Eagles last season. And the Rams continue to add that. They added your boy, I forgot his name. I think your linebacker, I think it was Landon. He's with the Rams. They got a tight end, more defensive line help after the year Jared Verse had in Fisk. I really think the Rams can win 11, 12 games this year. You know, the 49ers, we'll see what they are. I'm sure they're going to be better. But you can't tell me the Rams can't go on the road and beat Philly. They've beaten the Ravens before. And then we got that London game, which I hate. But we're on the road in London in neutral site games. Really, I think the Rams can win 11, 12 games this year, barring any injuries.
Mm-hmm.
The Rams will be back in the postseason, and we're going to right the wrong that stupid snow did to us last season.
I've got, man, you're going to probably hate me for this.
Not surprised. The hater's back.
I know you're going to hate me for this, but 17 games out of the season, I actually have your Rams in the 11 to 12 win mark.
Oh, he's going to jinx us. That's what Rudy
That
does.
means they'll win like 5 games all year.
And we also got Devontae Adams. So
and that's the reason why you lost Cooper Kupp, but you've got a replacement in Devontae Adams, which, I mean, obviously it's an upgrade. I'll say that it's an upgrade. Puka Nacua will be healthy this year. So that was a huge factor right there.
And Tyler Higbee is back healthy.
Higbee's back. The defense was stacked last year with Jared Verse, and it's going to be just that much better this year. I like the Rams. I actually have them as probably my second best team in the NFC, right behind the Lions. I still got the Lions up there, but the Lions scare me because of the coaching. They lost their 2 biggest guys.
And, you know, the Eagles, remember, just 2 years ago, the Eagles were a very bad defense, not very good. And really, they had a lot of guys leave their defense as well, especially in the second half. We're going to see what happens with the Eagles. I still got a lot of respect for them. Their fans are also very annoying, I might add, but I still got a lot of respect for them because I can separate the two. It's going to be a good season. I really hope the Rams can get. If you've noticed, Rudy, the Rams the last 2 years have got off to god awful, terrible starts.
Yeah,
and they've had to ride the ship this season. Rams, please get hot early, and continue. But really, they got the Panthers, they got the Cardinals in that mix. I mean, obviously Detroit's a tough matchup. Tampa's going to be a Monday Night Football game. I like the Rams schedule, so.
Yeah, week 1 college football was announced. We'll get to that here in a while, man. But honestly, Gio, I mean, all joking aside, 11 to 12 wins. I've got the Rams. Last year, I had the Rams when I did that whole pick'em thing. Beginning of the season, they were, I think, the second best team in the NFC for me. They're going to be the second best team again. I don't believe in Philadelphia right now. The defensive losses that they've had, I just think it's one of those years where Philly's going to win the NFC East, but they're not going to be as dominant on the defensive side of the ball.
It's hard, Rudy. It's hard to what the Chiefs have done. I mean, we know how many years they've gone to the Super Bowl, and the more you go, the more you're probably going to lose. I know that sounds weird, but you're probably going to lose. But really, it's tough to be on top, and the Eagles are going to get everyone's best punch. Now, don't get me wrong. Saquon Rudy was, and I called it last year, Rudy. I said,
you did.
I really love that. If the coach can balance everyone out, you can't tell me that guy, when he does, I mean, the Rams could not tackle him. It's just, he's a machine, and we'll see what happens. Does Saquon, God forbid, go back to his injury-prone days? You never know, right? Like, sometimes that body clock ticks, and when it's gone, trust me, ask Todd Gurley. When it's gone, it's gone. You're out of the league. Not that Saquon will be out of the league, but it's going to be hard for the Eagles to repeat. I think this will be a really good team. They're going to compete with the Commanders in that division. I think the Commanders are another team that we can talk about another day that I think is poised, barring any setbacks.
Yeah, I'll just say this. Tim's saying Nuggets forced game 7. Yeah, I knew that series was going to go 7 games. I'll say this. A team that I'm looking at this season, I like the Jaguars a little bit. I'm kind of a fan of what the Jaguars have done. So I'm kind of a little giddy on Jacksonville this year. I don't know if they win the division, obviously, but I think they make some noise. I think they are a potential threat this season. But Jacksonville is the team that I'm watching this year as my kind of sneaky surprise team to come out in the AFC. So that's just what I'm looking at.
No, Ray, I think that's a really, really good pick. And we talk about some of these teams who can surprise. I mean, last year, the Chargers, Rudy, I mean, they kind of came out of, I wouldn't say nowhere.
Yeah.
But really impressive. Watch out for the Patriots, Rudy. I really like what they did in the offseason. I wasn't a big fan of Drake May, but I'm starting to come around. I saw him. He's gutsy, man. And that offensive line was terrible last season. And if Stevenson can keep down the fumbles, I like that. And really, the Raiders are another team. You got Pete Carroll there. Listen, the quarterback situation, I know Geno isn't the most consistent quarterback, but Geno can also win games as well. And watch out for this. And I said this a few weeks ago. Watch out for the Colts. If somehow, some way, if Daniel Jones starts, I'm telling you right now, I know it sounds crazy. Go put $1 down for Daniel Jones to win comeback player of the year. I know it sounds crazy, but I think he's probably the best quarterback they got right now. The Colts have talent, and not because I live in the Indianapolis area. They got Taylor. They got Pittman. They got Downs. Really, they got something. And then what? The tight end, right? From
with Tyler Warren.
Yeah, Tyler Warren's going to be there. Really, call me crazy, but this could be the comeback of Daniel Jones' lifetime.
And if it's a comeback of him and he plays and they go to the playoffs, I'm never going to let it down, man. I'm never going to let it down when I said Danny Dimes is the best QB in that draft class.
I wouldn't be surprised. I'm telling you, comeback player of the year. I wouldn't be surprised if he has just a crazy season. And then people are going to say, well, no one said nothing about Daniel Jones. Well, you heard it here first.
Yeah. I mean, it's just a matter. It's like you are the one that always says it. Depends on where you go. It depends on where you
coaches, the team, the surroundings. Look, I think Daniel got a slight raw deal, and the Giants, Daboll never really liked him. You could just kind of tell. But also, Jones also looks like a deer in the headlights half the time. But look, new situation there. The offense with the Colts, they just can't figure out the quarterback situation. They got players, they got a defense there, and the offensive line's good. Quentin Nelson's still there, so they got pieces. Who knows, Rudy? And right now, Colts fans, I think they would rather have Daniel Jones.
I would. I don't trust they are at all. Anthony Richardson, I do not trust him at all. So didn't trust him in college, didn't trust him when he got drafted. Coach Gio, Rudy Campos Jr. bringing to the Thursday Night Throwdown. Best way to follow us is on our YouTube page at Sweep the League TV. Reminder, May 29th, there will not be any more broadcasts on Twitter. The only way you can get the show is on YouTube. So be sure to go to YouTube, search Sweep the League TV, hit that subscribe button. Live shows are going to be very infrequent now. So we'll try to let everybody know when we decide to go live here. But again, schedules come up, family life comes up. So we'll try to do as many shows as we can. There's going to be a lot of pre-recorded shows. So recorded shows, a lot of shorts, a lot of quick videos. There are going to be a ton of those coming out. So be on the lookout for any recorded shows that come out. We'll show everybody. But for Coach Joe, it's Rudy Campos Jr. Until we sweep the league again, we'll see you later, knuckleheads.